and
Okay.
position, and then lead into how you felt the conference
Oh,
was
okay.
today.
Yeah. Are you ready? Okay. I'm Nani Barton with the Fayette County Record. Been the oldest employee there since 1976 when our family bought the newspaper. So I'm co-owner. Been there for them 49 years. Mainly as bookkeeper. I started out early on doing pay stub and things like that, but mostly now is bookkeeping, online, paying bills, payroll, important stuff that everybody enjoys. And so I just love coming to these conferences. These are great people. We're such a nice family group, and anytime we have new people like we did this time, we just kind of embrace them and bring them in and say, hey, I hope you come back again. I hope you got some great ideas and can share what you know. And then especially too when we go to Texas Press, where the whole state, we've gotten to be friends with those people over the years. We only see them once a year, but it's certainly well worth the effort and the time. And we just wish more newspapers would enjoy and come and participate. And I think they'd get a lot more out of it than they think they're going to get. And I guess that's about it, unless you have a question.
What's maybe one of the biggest stories that comes to mind in a good community story that the Records covered?
Biggest story.
Or you talked about ZZ Top came into town.
Yes, yeah, that was pretty cool because they always said they wanted to play in LaGrange because of that being their hit song, and unfortunately I was not able to attend that when it happened. But I don't know if they mentioned that the power went out and they blew all the amps and speakers, and it took them like an extra hour and a half to get everything back online. And of course that was like the largest participation at our county fair was when ZZ Top was there, because people were coming from all over, and it was well planned because now we've lost a few of those members, so they're not really a whole band anymore. Yeah. I think that was a big time. I don't know. There's just been various things. One of the things that comes to mind is from years ago was when one of the serial killers was hopping on trains and stopping off and killing people. I'm trying to think of what his name was. But anyway, at the time my daughter was terrified because there was a train like 6 blocks from our house, and she thought this guy was just going to jump off and come get her. And so, it instilled a little bit of fear. And that was back when we didn't have crime really to speak of in a small town.
Right.
It was scary for her anyway. I didn't realize until she told me she wanted to sleep in my room. And she was like 8 or 9 maybe. And of course she's grown up now.
She was definitely reading the news.
Right, or hearing everybody talk about it. Menendez, or I can't remember what the guy's name was, but it's a 3-name. Any terrible person, it has 3 names they go by that they're hitting the news. So, but that was just coming through our town. It didn't anything really happen in our town. One of the big things, though, I do remember too. This was maybe like in 2000. Our movie theater burned down, and it burned down half of the block down on our square where our courthouse is. And the unfortunate part is they never built it back. So that was one of the prime things for kids to do at the time, was to go to the movie theater. And so the coverage, we had great pictures as it was all burning down. The restaurant started it, and it burned down the barber shop and the insurance company and the restaurant and the movie theater, all this one block. And it was just sad to see part of it all go. And then the fact that other things popped up there, but it was not the movie theater. And to this day, LaGrange doesn't have a movie theater anymore. So that was memorable years ago.
Is there a secret tip to success to being an excellent publisher?
Well, I'm not the publisher. Regina is the publisher, so she does the day-to-day business. I'm just kind of on the side, more or less, involved with the paper, mostly, like I said, the financial end of it. So I can't say, now of course my husband was her brother, and he was the publisher for many years. He unfortunately was killed in a car accident. And so after Larry Jackson published for us for several years, then Regina ended up working with Larry and learning the business to come back into her family business, because her dad had been the publisher before.
12:28 p.m.
So, so anyway, that's our story. Where that family goes way back with the family. My father-in-law, Regina's dad, was a publisher from college, working in the newspaper business, and so that would have been in the early '60s that he was involved, and then eventually bought our newspaper in 1976 and published until he turned it over to Dickie, who then we had Larry and Regina. So really, this whole paper started in 1922, and I think we're the fourth owner over that course of time, and we've already celebrated our 100 years. So we're about to celebrate next year our 50 years of owning the paper. So we have a bit of history, but we just have our one paper. It works for us.